What up, y'all? Back with another video. Today I wanted to speak on stalking from the narcissist. It's something that you see often and you're kind of like curious, like what the hell's going on, and the way that they do it sometimes when you do see them, it's very interesting, right? It's like they're literally like looking at you through a telescope or something from far away and don't even talk to you sometimes. I thought it was the oddest thing, and I've been around. I mean, I'm 48 years old now, so it's like, it's like that was kind of new to me, man, when I started experiencing that a couple of years ago. But anyway, I wanted to go over a few things that are the reasons for stalking in the narcissist community, which, of course, to an empath or to somebody regular, normal, is kind of like, it's odd. But here we go. So number one, of course, is supply. They're always out for supply, so it could be a supply thing, like they get some kind of energy off it, some kind of validation off it, who the hell knows. But that's, that's one option. Another one is when they approach you, they may want to see what you're doing. They may not even talk to you. They may just look for you from far, but see how you're doing, see, how you're doing without them from their point of view. Sometimes it could be, it could be a silent Hoover, right? Because sometimes when you see them, it gets you thinking, right? And if you're weak to them, then you're trying to just, kind of get over the situation, but you're having a hard time. It could be like, it's kind of like what I call a silent Hoover, okay? Because it may get you to reach out to them. And I call it the hover before the Hoover sometimes. Them checking on you is able to see what they can, derive from scoping it out. I don't know. It could be that, it's been a bad breakup for them, and it's hard for them to deal with. Like they don't have, and they want to see, what you're up to. They may come talk to you. Maybe it would be a good time for them to come back, so they may be thinking like that, but they got to get up the courage. That's a possibility. That's something that I've seen before, and so that's another thing, but they have a lot of that pride, the Leviathan pride. So yeah, you gotta it's hard to deal with when you're dealing with the narcissist. But the next one is they don't want you to move on. Maybe they feel like when they see you, they can get you preoccupied with thinking about them, because if you're at peace and going about your business, this is going to throw a wrench in it, right? And they like that. They want to keep you down, preoccupied with thinking about them, and so that's another situation. The next situation would be like it's like a coping mechanism. Like I said, they've had a hard time with the breakup, or they discarded you out of rage, or out of their pride, and now they're kind of second guessing it. So they're kind of thinking twice about it because you ain't there no more. And so they're kind of popping up, doing a pop-up. Maybe you might work around this individual, or they might live around your neighborhood or something, and they might just do a drive-by, or kind of you might just see them around out and about, but they ain't talking to you, and you kind of know that they're kind of there looking for you. You can see they're scoping you out from far away or whatever. It's kind of weird. It may be like I said, it could be a coping mechanism to get them to see you. Maybe if they see you, it kind of will satisfy them for a while, so that they can find their way out of the situation, maybe, and they could be having a difficult time, so it could be kind of harmless, but you never know. Maybe they miss you. They may still feel connected to you, so checking up on you, see what's going on in your life, kind of like celebrities. They feel like if they can see you, they could see what's going on in your life, you know, and it makes them feel, you know, like they're part of you, you know, which is a creepy situation. You know, you're kind of getting into weird shit then, you know. So you got to be careful, but you know, it could be a form of abuse, you know. It could be, you know, because they do like to abuse, you know. I mean, this is kind of like a form of passive abuse, you know, harassing you, kind of like, you know, or you know, sometimes I've heard this 2 times where an individual had a garage door opener to somebody's house that they broke up with. They broke up with the narcissist, and I knew another individual that, you know, had a child with a narcissist, and so the individual broke in the house. In fact, this happened 2 times I know of, the break-in, and they took stuff, you know, or they came in while the person was at home sleeping in the middle of the night. And so but yeah, so it's that's something you need to be careful about. They may take some things, you know, may move things around just to kind of mess with your head, you know what I mean? I've never had that happen because I'd call the police on that real quick, but change the locks and stuff. But that, you know, that's a crazy one. But it could, you know, kind of gaslight you in a way, because it kind of could get you to think that, you know, you're kind of, you know, did I see that? Wasn't that there? You know, if they were to just move something. I've had this happen to me. The next one is they may send you emails. Well, that's not it, but they could send you emails, you know, if you haven't blocked and stuff. And so emails are the next form. But the next thing is the one I was talking about. They hacked my social media, man, back in like, I don't know, my ex. It was like I had a borderline. I divorced in, you know, a while back, and she had hacked my Facebook account, you know. But yeah, that's a common one, to hack social media, or to send you emails or something like that, just to keep in contact with you. It's kind of like you know, kind of stalking. But it may be just maybe they feel like if they see you, that maybe you'll get on in their, you know, you'll get them in your mind, and you'll you might reach out to them, you know, because then you'll start ruminating on them again. And if you are weak to them, with you seeing them, you may think, like, you know, may get in their mind that they may not have to ask you, but they want you back. And if you're weak to it, you might see them stalking you and know that you can get them back. So it makes it easy for them, you know, with their pridefulness and stuff like that, you know. And it could be just that, you know, like the supply that they have currently, you know, is just not flowing like it should, you know. It's not to that quality, you know. It ain't hitting like that real, you know. They're getting fake, you know, and the real hit's different, you know. I mean, they know that they're fake, you know. So, you know, getting some hits from the real, I mean, you know, it hits different, it touches them different, you know what I mean? It's like, that's the real thing. But just know that they have supply, so don't gaslight yourself, because they always got some sort of supply in the background, right? You ain't, you know, special to them outside of supplying them, right? Because you're just like a tool in their garage, you know. You're a car in their garage, right, in their harem. Because you know, they're pieces of shit, you know, pretty much. I mean, because they, just the way they are, they choose to be, man. It's not that we would feel that way generally speaking, but the things that they put us through make us have to say these things, man. I don't even want to say this, but they're pieces of shit because they choose to be that way. You know, they choose to be trashed. They don't have to be trashed. They we see a lot of good things, and then when we start seeing them, you know, we're talking about, you know, having to settle down with them maybe and have a life with them, but they choose to be that way. And that's what makes us, you know, discard them most of the time, you know. So, and they just missing your ass, you know. But more or less, you gotta remember what it is, what you can do for them. I mean, it kind of, okay, so if you're going no contact with them, it can give them the opportunity to see you, to give access to you while you're in no contact. And I've had this happen too, where like, you know, I'm in no contact and then she does a pop-up on me, man, and I felt in my mind and my heart that I broke no contact, man, and it screwed everything up, man. And I thought I was in a good trajectory, man, and it ended up hoovering me back in. So that's real, man. You know, they could damage your property. That's part of stalking. You know they came around because they damaged your shit. You know, so it doesn't mean that you saw them, but you know they were there. You know, so they'll do anything, you know, if they can, you know, get you to not be able to sleep at night and get them thinking about, have you thinking about them for the most part. They may send you pictures of them in the new supply. That's to get you jealous, to triangulate you with the new supply. That's a form of stalking. That fits well with the stalking category. It's just to kind of get you, you know, thinking about woulda, shoulda, coulda, when the woulda, shoulda, coulda is if they would have acted right, you know. So it can be that they're preoccupied with you, you know. So, and if they can get you preoccupied with them, then, you know, maybe you won't perform as well, you know. So it's kind of like to keep you down, and if they can keep you down, then maybe you'll go backwards. You might contact them, right, because you aren't doing as well as you wanted or hoped to be, right? So if they can make that change in the negative, right, then get you ruminating on them again, get you thinking about them, and it might get you to reach out. Anything they could do to get an upper leg on this, you know, especially in this situation, you know. So it could be to control your emotions. It could be to intimidate you. It could be harmless, but, you know, you need to be careful. You may need an intervention, you know, like by getting some sort of, you know, get the police involved. You got to stay safe, you know. So, you know, you got to keep an eye on that. You just don't know when people are devious like they are, and jealous and envious. It's difficult. You know, some say that they stalk you, and this is probably the first one that came to mind to me, because when I first heard about or saw this, or I heard about it through a friend, that somebody was looking at me. They didn't even know I was dating this individual. And when they told me, yo, this girl was seeing me from far away and she must have liked me, and I'm thinking, man, we've been dating for months, and I just broke up with her. Why is she looking at me from far away, to the point to where she's staring at me so long that my friend came and told me, but they didn't even know. And you know, I when I started getting into the spiritual side of things, I learned from a couple of channels that, you know, some say that the dark low vibrational entity inside them sees your inner light glowing off you, your aura. And two things, you know, they want to put that light out because it bothers them, but they also are in awe of it, you know. So they want to suck it dry. That's what it is. They want to suck it dry, and it can irritate them. But at the same time, you know, this is, I guess, in the spirit realm. And at the same time, they want to, you know, it's also a beautiful thing to them. You know, they don't see it very often, you know, because you're an empath, you're a super empath now. You're a highly empathic individual, man. And that's why they go around, to suck the light out of people, to put them down, you know, where they're prey, right? Until we wake up. Then we become the aggressor. The best defense is a good aggression, right? So as a good offense. So we got to be vigilant, you know. But, you know, at the same time, here's another one. This is where they can't attach, right? So according to the the, what do you call it, disorder. With the disorder, they cannot attach, right? So they can't attach, but at the same time, they cannot detach. Okay, so when you break up with them, when you go no contact with them and they're stalking you, just remember that they can't attach, and that's why they could walk away in the beginning. But they can't stay away, because when you say no to them, it causes an abandonment issue with them, okay? So they can never detach. That's why they have a harem. That's why they have all of their exes in a harem. And I don't care what your ex narcissist is telling you, they're cheating on you with somebody in their harem. Whether it's somebody they say they're just a friend of the opposite sex with, a friend that you both know, a neighbor that you both know, a neighbor down the street that you both know, an ex-husband, an ex-wife, it doesn't matter, man. They're cheating on you, man, and that's why you want to just leave them, because they're pieces of shit, man. And the final one, they believe that you are their property, man, you know? So, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, you're their slave. You're their in-house slave. You're their property, you know? And they just feel like that they own you once they start seeing you, and they feel like they can come back to you whenever they want, and you're just going to receive them with open arms. You're going to take their shit, and when they leave, it's going to be okay. Because they can't fucking think. They can't understand love. I'm sorry for cussing. Forgive me for that. But just know, like, you know, that karma, it has a ripple effect, you know, and it serves as a mirror to the narcissist, you know, and it reflects their character, okay? You can't manipulate karma, and in their life, if you just look at their life and just look at how they're living from day to day, month to month, and year to year, if you happen to see them or know what's going on, I know they have a face mask on, but look at how everything is in their life, you'll find that their lack of blessing, the way that they're living is terrible, man. It's really not good. They're not living in any kind of blessing. They're known for being miserable and being slick, okay? And it's really, karma's there to teach everybody a lesson. Karma's there for all of us, to teach us all a lesson, to inflict the deserved pain for the things that we have put onto others, okay? And it's really to teach us how to better ourselves, you know, to initiate change in our life, so that we make changes in our life, so that, you know, we can learn from our mistakes, that we can grow, so that we can fix and get well, okay? And, you know, if you stay attached to the narcissist, you are in covenant with the narcissist. You are in agreement with the narcissist. And when you become that way, you're going to see your blessings minimize, decrease, and go away. You're going to start seeing that you're cursed along with them. Because it's one thing when you're not awake to them, but when you are awake to them, and what's going on, and if you're listening to this now, you're awake to this. And if you go back to them, it's going to, you know, karma is going to, or you reap what you sow, you're going to start reaping all the curses that they have. Number one, because they're supposed to be their partner. So even if they have friends and family out there, they're going to reap it too if they're attached to them and they're connected and they're in covenant with them. But you're number one in covenant with them, because you're supposed to be their lover. So keep that in mind. Stay away from them. Move on. Get rid of them. Leave them alone. Leave them in the dust, because they're never going to change, okay? They just don't want to. And, you know, the narcissist looks at themselves as a god, and if they're a god, then there's nothing that needs to be changed, okay? Keep that in mind. Peace out. Love y'all. Soldier up. We out.